Hello everyone, let's welcome to the channel again. So today in this session we will try to cover one of the most important concept, that is JWT. सो हम जैसा कि हम जानते हैं कि कोई भी एप्लीकेशन और कोई भी ऐप जब बनाई जाती है तो सबसे पहले उनका कंसर्न होता है कि सिक्योरिटी, कि वो किस तरह से अपनी एप्लीकेशन को और अपनी एपीआईज को सिक्योर करे कि कोई भी उसे क्रैक ना कर पाए और कोई भी उसकी इंफॉर्मेशन लूज ना हो पाए किसी भी हैकर के थ्रू. So for this one we are try to cover here like how to overcome this type of problem. So let's start the session. So in this session we will try to cover the JWT. The full form of the JWT is the JSON Web Token. And if I'm talking about agenda wise, so what agenda we are trying to cover here is the basic understanding of JWT. After that, workflow, structure, and create the small application with the .NET Core, as well as API testing with the Postman. So in this video we will try to cover these 5 points. So for the introduction side, so introduction you can read it out here, but in the layman term I will tell you what the JWT is. So in the JWT में हम basically हमारी जो common information होती है जैसे कि user की demography और कुछ application जो कि as per the requirement, like what type of role he have, so that type of information we are carrying into the that JSON object. And the purpose of this one is when we are holding this information into the token, so no need to again verify the things or to extract the things from the server, so it save our time also. Coming on to the JWT workflow, so how the workflow or the how the request is going here. So if you see here, there is a postman, we are having some API, and there we are passing the username and password, and after that it is going to the server, and server there we are creating the JWT with the secret if a user is authenticated with the user ID password, and it will return the JWT token to the browser. And from the browser we are putting this JWT token into the authorization header. And after that, when it is going to the server side, there we are checking the signature, like that information whatever the token is created, so that is belong to our server or not. And if everything is goes well, then we are sending the response to the client. So these things we will do practically also. What is the structure here? Now the most important part here is the structure. So in the structure, JWT structure, there is a division of the three portion. So always you need to remember there is a three part. One is the header, second one is the payload, and the third one is the signature. So in the header, what we are putting here in the header, there is a two property, that is the algorithm and the type. Type is a JWT, and algorithm, whatever algorithm you are using. So there are around more than 10 algorithm are there. Based on that you can apply the algorithm and do the header, create the header. After that, payload have the subject name and the IAT. So these are the, you can say it's a claim, so that you are putting in your payloads, that we'll check practically here. After that, this one, the signature is basically the combination of the header and the payload of hash value, so that is the header. JWT structure wise, if you see here, we have the some local URL, we have some service that is a slash token, and there we are passing this client ID, secret, and the grant type, and this is the body part. And when we are click onto the send button, then we will get the token like this one. And here you can say access token have the three portion. If you see, there is a small dot is there, and the blue line is representing the header, and the red line representing the payload, and the third green line is representing the signature. So these are the things here. So similarly, this format we are getting our token here, and this token we are actually passing into our whole, like whenever any our API is there, so in the API we are get or post type, then there we are coming into the authorized tab, and there we need to select the barrier token, and this barrier token, whatever we get the token, we need to pass here and click the send, then we will get the response here. Practical one. So let's jump onto the practical side. So in the practical, I created the small application. There you can see we have the one controller, and nothing much here. If you go into the dependency, you can see here. I will try to zoom it little bit. Mm, Zoom is not somehow not working. So here you can see I just downloaded the package from the Microsoft ASP.NET Core Authentication.jw2 barrier. So first this package you need to install. And this application which we are doing experiment, this one is the core .NET Core. After that, the first we know that the first entry point is the startup.cs. First jump onto this one. There we return one method, small method, and here I just added this four namespace: threading task and identity model and jw2 barrier and the system.text. Coming on to this method, what we are doing, so these one are actually the key or the issuer. So issuer means whatever the site we are deploying, so it will work for this one. And the secret, so this one key is the key which we use for to crack or encrypt the our token. After that, we are adding the barrier here. You can see this service.add authentication is the barrier type. And after that, these are the things which we are going to validate from our token, like validate user, issuer, audience, signature key, and yeah, these are the key which we are going to identify from our token. And after that, if the barrier token is itself is failed, then we are passing this response like token expire with the, we are closing our session here. So we know that into the startup.cs file, there is a two main method. The first one is the configuration service and the second one is the configure. So in the configuration service, we are configure our service as a dependency, and the configuration here we are adding the our middleware. So how we are adding this authentication here? So we are just calling this method first here. So because we know that this is the main method which we are, or you can say it's the optional method which are always run at the initial level when the application is up and running. So at this time it will set up everything about the JWTs service. After that, we are adding the middleware. So how to add the middleware? You need to enable this authentication and authorization by this line. That is the only the setting which you need to do here. Coming on to the our controller side, I just added one controller with the name of token based, and here you can see the API slash controller is there. I just created one function, that is a get type of function which are is having the key. This one is the same key which we are assigned there, and this one is the issuer. And you can see I put it the some comment also here if you have any doubt, like secret key which will be used later during the validation. Normally this value be our website URL, actual one. After that, we are using this algorithm HMACSHA 256. If I'm going to this algorithm, so you can see these many type of algorithm we have, so we can use anyone based on our need. For the demo purpose, I'm using this one. These one are the claim. So claim is basically which our token will carry, and that we will use for the validation. So after authentication and all, we are adding some user detail here, like what type of role he have, what type of information which we want to put into the token, so that we call as a claim. After that, you can see here we are passing this one like create security token object by giving the required parameter. So here you can see there's so many parameter also, so you can use based on your need. And here we are putting the expiration time also, it is valid for this one. And signing things here, credential we are creating with this one. And after that, this method is actually returning the our token. So we'll first create our we'll run this one and check like how many things or how we are getting the token here. So if I run this one and it is running onto the one particular port, and if I already open into the time being this postman. So if you see in the postman, I have the get type of thing. So here this one is my token based my controller name, and this token is my API. And here I'm not passing anything, I'm just clicking hit onto this one, and you can see at the bottom we will getting the our token. So in the token you can see this, before this dot we have this is the header, and there is a another dot in between this one. Yeah, you can see this one up to this portion. this one is our payload, and this one is actually the last portion is the hash value of both the combination of above value. So now the we'll switch back to the code, another code, out which the same code there I created the timing. There's a two API. One is the get name one and the get name two. So the get name one is not be authentication is required, authorization is not required, but other one is required, this is authorization. And if I do the things here, like if I'm hitting this get name one, if I'm going to get name one, I put it one, and how to pass the token, whatever the token we got it. So we need to first copy this one and put it here and click onto the send. You can see it is valid. If someone like there is a one interview question, like if someone change the token, or I will show you like how to extract the information from the token. If I copy this one and go to the one website, that is jwt.io. If I'm copy paste this information, you can see I can see my header is using this type of algorithm, type is jwt. There's a this one is a valid user, because this is a user ID I'm putting. This one is the name I am putting, expiration time and issuer and the audience and all. So this information we can see. So this one basically we called is a claim, and this information we can check. So now the interviewer can ask you like, if I can see your information here, then what is the purpose of the token authentication here? So the first thing here is, in the token we will never pass any of the sensitive data. If we are passing any of the sensitive data, then that should be into the encrypted mode. And the other thing is, we just putting the some of the basic information which is required to identifying the user at the application level, so that we no need to hit the our same API to get the information from the DB. So that is the main purpose here. And the other question is, someone changed something value here, then what will happen here? I will show you into the practical manner. Let's jump onto the postman, and here you can see I just put it the E1 to E2. Like I'm doing the scenario here, like I someone changed our token and put the same request onto the same server. Now you can see we are getting the valid. Now we again hit this one, and you can see there is an invalid thing. Now this one, this token is no more valid because of that it is failed here. If I make it again E1, then it is valid again. So these are the thing. So what concept are working in behind here is, there is a cross site request forgery. There is a concept into the MVC that is that is mainly creating the main difference here. So this will create into the one environment. So this token is created for the one environment. That environment called is the postman environment. And if you change, or if you use this token to any other place also, so it will not work for you, because it have the own environment. So that's why it is work here. And for you, I will do one thing. I will put the debugger here and hit the same API, and here you can see, because we already have the middleware. So in the middleware already everything is identifying, and there you can see we are just checking this authenticated is true or false. So because we are passing the valid one, so that's why it is passed here, and other information we can extract from here. You can see all the claims we can see here, user ID, names and all. And yeah, so that's why it's written. Now the similarly way, if I make it invalid, like make 6 to the 7 and hit it again, then we'll see what happened here. So you can see here it will become the false and it will return the invalid. So it is secure here. I will make it 6 here again. Yeah. Yeah, so this one is the things which we need to keep in mind. So coming switch back to the PPT again. So summary wise, what we learn as of now. So the first one is a JSON JWT is basically very popular because it is very simple, because nothing is much required here. Only the two, three things we did it and it is working for us for the whole application. Other thing is end application, the consumer should consider the security of token as important as login ID and the password security. Other thing is JWT are not encrypted but rather than encoded, because here we are using the encoded Yeah, let's jump onto the summary side. Whatever we learn as of now, that is a like this JWT is very popular because it is very simple. The second one is no need to get the or the check the again and again login ID and password, because everything is secured or put in as a claim into the token itself. Other thing is JWTs are not encrypt anything, but rather than it is encoded. It so can we can decode these things with whatever the key we defining in our JWT token. The other thing is like confidentiality. Confident data should not be part of it, or it should be encrypted if it is required. Other thing is size of payload should be very small. Keep only required claims with the small names. So thank you so much. Thank you for listening this one. I hope like I try to cover as much as possible into this session, so that will help you into the interview perspective or the implementation perspective. If you need any of the doubt or you have any of the doubt, you just let me know. I will try to resolve that thing also. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening this one and watching this video. Bye.